started back in '94, so it has been quite some years. We started after my old band Mock went to pieces, really. But I didn't want to stop there, so I just decided to go on with, which I had an idea for many, many years, but it didn't occur before I was alone again. So then I was seeing a girl at that time, and then I met Thomas, you know. So I hooked up with him, and then Kampfar was born, you know. So, but we had, of course, a long history, and we had also a history that we were 7 years apart. Really, we had a lot of shit going on in our lives, to put it that way. But now we're back again, and with a full band, and now we're just able to tour again and do stuff. Yeah, I think so. So, beginning we just started when we started to create Kampfar. It was a bit folkloric stuff there, which was maybe more a side of the music. It was metal and it was folklore. What we basically try to do now, I think it's a natural thing also, but what we basically try to do now is to put the folklore into the metal riffs instead of just adding something that doesn't belong there. So I mean, if there's one force in Kampfar that is strong, I think it's that force that can mix the folklore with the metal riffs. At least we try to think that way. Yeah. Two songs in English. It's Norse and it's Ravenheart, and both of those songs is kind of like a book that kind of explains the Kampfar feeling. You know, we do everything normally we do everything in Norwegian, but we have done these songs in English because we want to express to the non-Norwegian listeners that what we do, you know. And Ravenheart explains really a feeling that is about following your own heart and go your own way and don't think about too much about what the rules are in the world, you know. That is, in short sentences, that is what Ravenheart is about. It's not a big issue for us to just do Norwegian, but it's more like a natural thing, you know. Where Kampfar has been a natural thing for me ever since the start. When I don't think many people think about that, but when we started Kampfar in '94, I was having a really clear vision of that because I wanted to play black metal without corpse paint. But people don't think about that these days because now it's normal. But in '94 we got a lot of fuss about that, really, because we played black metal, but I wanted to show my face. I wanted to be more real, you know, natural, than just fantasy figure, you know. So people don't think about that too much these days, but it was a lot of fuss that time, and that is kind of the rule we follow still, you know. It's like we have to do it here, otherwise you don't care, you know. Oh, it's really, really hard to say because it's I usually try to explain it as a two-headed monster, really, because when it started out black metal in '91, '92, everything was a bit underground, really underground, and it was this kind of circle, you know, this small circle. Everyone knew each other, but you had to do this and you had to do that because otherwise you're not true, and all this shit going on in that days. In a way, I liked that, but in another way, I also hated it because it made that people don't think for themselves. You know, they just did what they had to do. And if we compare that period to this period we are in now, I like it more now because people are more generous and people are more expressive, and people do in one way or another what they want to do more than back in '91, '92, you know. So it's a cap. But in the other hand, I also like the atmosphere, the thing going on in back in those days. So to me, it's a kind of a two-headed monster. I can't decide which one I like the most. No. Definitely. I wouldn't have been here without them. I can say that for sure. It's like it was fantastic now because I saw them in Oslo. They are of course a party band. It's all about that. So I don't care. But when I saw them, I was 6 years again, you know. But the thing is that I started out with them. I stole the albums from my sister because she's 5 years older. And now we're back again and watch Kiss in Oslo with my sister. So the circle is full ended now. So it's for me, it's really cool. Yeah.